Hello, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers. Eddie Marcus here again. I need the support of those of you who are listening to this post. I need your help in getting this message to as many people as we possibly can. My intent is, and I really love it, if every human being could have some kind of contact with this information, all of the citizens and all of the governments, because I have an influence within that's telling me to speak to all of the governments in the name of God, in the name of righteousness, in the name of what's true, to let my people go. What that basically means is that the people are not living the life that God created for them to live. It doesn't matter what the reasons are, the reasons exist and they are illegitimate. Every system of government is illegitimate. The people don't know this because they've been conforming to this ever since they've been on earth, wherever they are. They've been conforming to systems of government and they've been hearing about the beyond, but they've been living, conforming, building that which is indicating their destruction. So, the message to all of the systems and its power brokers, those that sit in the position of making decisions, it is by the power of love that you are being given information to release the people from the chains that binds them. In other words, change your system. That's exactly what it means. And I'm talking to every system. That includes the United States. That includes everything that's up in Washington and in the states and at every level. Change for the people. God made the world for the people to live guided by God, guided by the fountain of love, guided by that which loves them, and not we the people. The only way we the people can serve righteously if God is leading us, and God has not been leading us, as we all agree. So my message to the powers that be, let my people go. And I'm saying to all of the people everywhere, you are no different than other people in other places. All of you go through the same kinds of things. Some got it going on, some not so much. Some got it going a little less, and some got it going on even less than that. That's all over the globe. And that exists because you're being conned. The human race is being conned. You're being exploited. You're being used to make things appear to be godly and divine for those who rob you, for those who lie to you, to those who cheat you, those who cause pain and suffering to you, those who will kill you. Yes, they are the rulers. They are the rulers. And you know that. That's why you humble yourselves in waiting for the moment when somebody comes on the scene and says that they will free you. They're going to lead you out of bondage. You're waiting for somebody to do that. And you're willing to wait if no one ever comes. You've got it set in your mind that one day, sometime, some way, someone is going to come down, stepping out of the clouds for everybody to see and come straight down here and do what? Save you. Save you. Save you. There are people who've gone as evil as they can be. Nobody went and made them be as evil as they can be. They made a decision. They made a choice based upon what they were exposed to take certain kinds of actions, and those actions end up being evil. But nobody came and made them do it. So if you want to not do that stuff, that means you got to have the same kind of gumption as well. Change your mind and don't do it. So I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that the hell we're living is of our own creation. And again, you were designed to inherit an earth where your needs, your wants, and your desires are met, where you suffer for nothing. Everything that made by the hand of men belongs to you. Why? Because you, each and every last one of you, engage yourselves in the process of creation and causing a manifestation of all of the things that exist. You've always been doing it, but the new stuff is everybody's engaged in it. And everybody's choosing what their position will be in it. And that will be something that they choose because they love it. And because they did that, because they matured to that level, they will receive with that joy that will feed them every step of the way to continue in the process of being relevant, being somebody, loving what they are, knowing that they have purpose and respected, and that means everybody. And when you look around, food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, you don't worry about any of that. Everything is fixed. You're living in peace, prosperous and free, joyous, happy, fulfilled, satisfied, and you're living the life, not dreaming about it. No crime, no violence, no lying, no cheating, no any of that stuff. So what I'm telling you, I'm saying to the government, God says the people are not living the way heaven was designed for them to live on earth. And the reason are many. But one is that you, the governments, you, the systems are designed in such a way that it robs the people as it does. It usurps from the people as it does in different ways, in different places, everywhere. And its evidence is the pain and suffering, the crime and violence, the prisons, the killing, the wars. That's the evidence. So God rests this case and let the people know that regardless of what the system says, regardless of what the government does, the power to make changes is in your hand. You know, when you hear the United States telling the people over in Iran to rise up against the people, rise up against the government, make change in the government, who is telling the people in America to rise up, make change in the government? I'm sure, well, who, I'll tell you one thing. Let me ask you this way. Who in America is saying to the people, rise up and make the kind of change that will benefit everybody? Is there anyone in America doing that? Do you know anyone? No, you're not paying attention at all. You're still listening to the guy and don't even know who you're listening to or what he's saying. On the other way, ladies and gentlemen, that's one. So the thing is that as an individual, as me, you, each of us, these are decisions that we have to make on our own. This is determined whether we are the captains of our lives or not. This is determined by our relationship with God, not our relationship with democracy or communism or any kind of thing. Our white supremacy, black supremacy, it has to do with our commitment to the power that made the earth, the power that gave the resources, the power that created you, the power that made it possible for you to live here on earth with all of that stuff being met, living in heaven. That's what you listen to. And everybody listening to that power, you're on the same vein. Everybody's walking side by side. And you're doing what God wants done. You're doing what works for everyone. And you're not even focused on it. It's just the way of life when you're doing the right thing. And that is the result. That is the benefit. So I wanted to take a little bit of time and say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that if your government does not change, then it's on you. And I know some of you saying, well, the people have never changed to that degree to bring about that kind of big social order adjustment. Then it's you. If the people are not ready, it's you. Because if you have changed, you have changed. And what you used to do, you won't do. Why? Because you've made the choice. You have matured. You've seen the light. You're not going to do that. And it will have such an effect on people that yet light will spread into that darkness and wake people up. And that's the good thing. That's the beautiful thing. But if it doesn't, evil, that corruption will try to get you out of there. And if God is not ready for you to get out, God will defend you and you'll stay there. Okay, what they do. But if God says, wow, he has really graduated, they are really ready to give up all of that stuff for what the right stuff is. So let them pass it, give them the graduation, let them come and get the diploma. They're through. They can get out of this hell. And that's a joy. But we don't know that that is a joy. Nobody ever told us that that's something to be happy about, to be thrilled about. Nobody told us anything about that. Nobody told you. Anybody ever told you about that? I mean, you've heard people say they had this near-death experience and they are not worried and everything's going to be cool when the time comes. That's good. They know this. You and I don't. But if we got faith, if we have been obedient, what I mean by obedient, done the walk of truth, then we have the evidence. Somebody said, if you're an honest person, somebody asks you a question about something, you don't have to worry about it because you know whether it's a lie or not. Because honesty just is like that. You can't just throw anything at an honest person. Because an honest person will know if the statement that you're making, if what you're saying is true. It's like a language that the honest person knows, and a crook don't know that the honest person knows until they try it. Anyway, I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave it there. Until next time, Eddie Marcus say goodbye for now.